Okay, welcome back. Today we are going to take on another of Trackman Golf's virtual golf courses. We're sticking on the par 3 courses. We're going to work our way through those first. Today we're on a 10-hole golf course in Texas. So this is at PGA Frisco. Big new golf resort out there. Home, I believe, of the PGA of America. They're going to host major championships, probably Ryder Cups. And alongside the main 2 golf courses there, they've built a 10-hole, what they're calling the swing short course. Now, it's about 800 yards in total, so loads of short shots in there. We did this before at a fictional course called Abel's Crossing. This is one of my favourite ways to practice. And I think in terms of bang for your buck, you don't have to spend that much time and you can really start to sharpen your wedge game, which if you were going to think about areas you can improve your score, generally the big 3 for most players would be less penalty shots off the tee, less 3 putts, and then get really good with your wedges and in. So if you do get out of position on a par 4, having that ability to hit a shot from, let's say, 50 to 100 yards in close to set yourself up for a par chance. Par 5s that maybe you can't quite reach, short par 4s where you're hitting wedges in, trying to hit them as tight as possible is a great way to just bring your score down, make a few more birdies, beat your friends, all the stuff we've spoken about before. So we're on hole number 1. Setup is the same as always. We're going to go gimmies inside 10 feet. So the aim of the game here is to try and hit the ball as close as possible. I'm trying to be aggressive here and see in 10 holes how many opportunities, how many times can I get the ball inside 10 feet. So it's auto birdie inside 10 feet. 9 stimp greens, medium conditions, no wind, all the standard stuff. So hole number 1 here, we've got 69 yards, not really up or downhill. That's quite a nice, comfortable opener. Pin in the centre of the green there, so we're not thinking too much about that. I'm just going to try and hit my bog standard 70-yard shot, which would be sort of sternum high, like 9 o'clock with my 54-degree wedge there. Let's see if we can get one in nice and close to start with. So 9 o'clock swing. Might have pulled it a little bit, but I don't hate it. Might need to get down and spin a touch. Yeah, where I pulled it there, it's just gone a little long. It's actually carried quite a long way, that. I'm a bit surprised there, but okay. Yeah, 76 yards. I've hit it to 26 feet. Not the greatest shot in the world, but ultimately not a complete disaster. It's going to give me my 2 putts for par. We're going to move on. Let's see what hole 2 gives us. Okay, hole number 2, little fly over here. Actually, you can see it's floodlit as well. I've put it on the dusk setting here just to make it a bit more atmospheric because we can. Looks like it might be a little bit uphill this time, perhaps. 9 feet uphill, so 77 yards, 9 feet uphill, so that's 3 yards uphill. 80-yard shot, again, pin fairly central on the green, looking at the grid on the right there. So again, 80 yards, it's just a little bit over what I did last time. So for me, 54-degree wedge, shoulder high backswing is what we're going to aim for here. Let's try and get one in there nice and tight. So shoulder high. I think I quite like this, you know. Oh, spin, spin, spin. Come on. Yeah, perfect. So the circle turns white there, just inside the 10 feet. Must be 9 feet or so. Perfect. Good shot. Carried it 80. Spun it back inside the circle there. So we'd be happy with that. 9 feet with 1 under through 2. Moving along nicely. And like I said, this is a great way to test yourself out. You can recreate this at the range, hit shots towards the target. You've got the ability there for the system, whether it's a top tracer or a Trackman range, to tell you how far the ball is from the flag. The goal should be get it inside 10 feet. That's for me the magic number where it becomes a chance that you might be able to hold the putt. So 94 yards, 8 feet downhill, so a couple of yards downhill. I'm going to pop up a wedge here. I'm going to jump up to my 48. Looks like the pin's fairly back here, so I don't want to go long. So for me, about a 90-yard shot, again, is that sternum high one, this time with my 48-degree wedge. So let's give that a little go there. Sternum high, sort of 8 out of 10 for effort. Oh, it's going on. Needs a little kick. Oh, sit. Oh, pitched on the fringe here. Got a really firm bounce. So we just missed the green. So we're going to get to play a little chip, which will be interesting. Yeah, it's carried 88 and just pitched on that fringe there. You can just about see from that, and it's just run on. So, okay, so we've got to chip it inside our circle now. I'm just going to pop over to a Trackman. We can turn on the green grid there. Right, so you can see it's heavily left to right. So I'm going to aim this a little bit up the left. We're just trying to pitch it somewhere on the green there, which is a couple of yards away, 3 or 4 yards, so somewhere around about where the bottom of the screen is. For this shot here, I would stick with this club. Things I like to try to do because I'm not trying to fly it over anything. We're going to get pretty close to the ball, pretty upright with the shaft. I actually move into a putting grip for these type of shots, like a reverse overlap grip. Find it just helps to pacify my wrists, and effectively, I'm just going to play this much like a little putting stroke. We're not trying to create any force or loft. We're going to let the loft of the club face do that for us. So tiny little putt there, trying to pitch it. My visualization here will be to pitch it somewhere around where the screen hits the floor here. That's 3 yards away. So we're just going to play a tiny little putting type swing there. Pitched a tiny bit short, but running down quite nicely. Chance for the 2, perfect. We'll take it, we're pin high. So again, we've played a shot there. We could have gone with any one of the wedges. Don't need to play it with any height, so we're just going to keep it as simple as possible. Putting type swing with a fairly flat face club, run it forwards. Going to be a great chance of getting it down and making a par. So 3 holes in, 1 under par. Okay, what we got here? Little sort of green sitting across us a little bit. Doesn't look like the longest hole. Let's see. 67 yards, right. So a couple of yards downhill. 65 yards, I've got a shot there that is my lob wedge, and that's my shoulder high shot. Now, just looking at the green on the bottom right hand side, it doesn't look like I want to go too far past this, particularly where it's downhill. It looks like it might be, running away a little bit. So I've got to be a tiny bit careful. We're going to go shoulder high, 60-degree lob wedge. This could be quite nice. Oh, it's a little bit out to the right. Got to spin left there, surely, isn't it? Don't spin, don't spin. Oh, okay. It's a pretty good shot. It's going to be 11 or 12 feet. It's just spun back out, yeah, 12 feet 2. Pitched at 64. Maybe there I should look at that in hindsight. I think I said before I hit the shot, I was scared of hitting it long. And probably no surprise that I've come up a bit short. So that's where building a bit of trust into your yardages is really critical. Committing to the shot you're trying to hit and not playing away from a target, I think, can be quite important. I guess I've gone a little bit there against what I said right at the start. The whole goal here, the 10 holes I'm about to play, the goal is to make as many birdies as possible. Now, I'm not going to do that by being tentative and not trying to fire at flags. So, you know, give myself a bit of a black mark, I guess, there. 88 yards, pin bang in the middle of the green in terms of left or right. Loads of room behind it. Again, we're not going to worry too much. We're going to try and hit an 88-yard shot. So, for me, again, that's back into my 48. That's my chest high, 9 o'clock type swing, 48-degree wedge. This really should be perfect for this club. Just hit a little bit out the toe. Sit, sit. Oh, it's just pitched a tiny bit too far. Yeah, again, spin's not going to quite get it back in, but what's that, 12, 13 feet? Yeah, 12 feet again. I mean, again, the beauty of aiming tight, 10 feet being our target. If we start becoming disappointed with 90-yard shots to 12 feet, it's a great problem to have. We'd love to be more under par than we are, but ultimately, you know, other than that one green we missed, we've never looked like making a bogey, and we've had chances still from 12 feet where we might just hold the odd putt. So we'll take that as it comes. 86 yards, 3 feet uphill, pin right at the back this time. Again, I know I said I'm not going to be too crazy with that. I've got a shot with my 54-degree wedge here that goes just over 80 yards, maybe 82, 83. So I'm pretty confident, could be famous last words, I'm pretty confident I can't hit this over the back of the green. So the plan here is this is my shoulder high swing with my 54-degree wedge. That will go about 80. I'd normally hit that with what I'd call 8 out of 10 effort. So internally, that's me like thinking that's how much force I'm putting in. I'm just going to ramp that up to 9 out of 10 and see if I can squeeze a couple of yards out and just get it into that circle. You know, again, I want to be aggressive to that back pin, but I definitely don't want to hit it long. So we're going to go shoulder high, 54-degree wedge, 9 out of 10 effort. See if we can get it back there. Oh, I've hit it long. Please don't go long. Oh, go in. Oh, yes. What a shot. Perfect. Right. So, again, really good example there of the more you practice these shots, the more you start to understand what you can do. We've hit a great shot there to a tough back pin to 2 feet. Learned from what happened a few holes earlier. Wasn't scared of the back pin. Tried to commit to getting it back there. Understanding how to add a couple of yards in. So, for me there, I've picked the club that I know I probably can't hit long. I've kept the swing length for my 80-yard shot the same, but just increased the effort from 8 out of 10 in terms of my perceived how hard I feel like I'm hitting it to 9 out of 10, and we've ended up there with a pretty nice golf shot. So, right, 2 under par through 6 holes. Need to get our foot down a little bit. 68 yards, a touch uphill. Again, I've got a 65-yard carry shot here with my lob wedge, so I'm going to play exactly the same shot I did in the last hole. Pin's kind of fairly central on the green, so I don't think I need to worry too much there. We're going to go 9 o'clock, shoulder high swing, 9 out of 10 effort again. This should just give me that extra couple of yards carry, same as we saw last time. So shoulder high, 9 out of 10. Oh, foot slipped a bit there. Hopefully the green slopes this way because I've pushed it a touch. Right, now come on, spin left, don't spin too much. And there's the problem with hitting it harder. harder you hit it, the more it spins. And generally my wedge game is built around taking spin off. So when I'm in between like that, I've got a decision to make. Do I hit the slightly harder lob wedge, or do I go to the 54 and try and take more off it? Maybe in hindsight, could have done the opposite, but you know, I executed the shot pretty well. Wouldn't be too disappointed with 14 feet if I was on the golf course, so we'll take it. Hole number 8, again, looks like quite a short one. Keep the lob wedge in hand, I think. Yeah, 65 yards. This is exactly my shot. Right, so it's same one as before, but back to the 8 out of 10 effort. So the 2 ways I'm moderating my distance there, I guess, are, well, 3 ways. I'm changing the loft of the club, and I have a matrix then of either, for me, a chest high swing or a shoulder high swing. It gives me certain distances. So my shoulder high swing with my lob wedge is 65, exactly the yardage we're trying to hit. I've then got my perceived effort, so how hard I'm trying to hit. So shoulder high, 8 out of 10 would be my 65-yard shot. So we're going to stick exactly with that. This should be a really good opportunity to hit one nice and close, pick up another birdie. So shoulder high, 8 out of 10. It's got to be good. Got to be good. Needs to skip a tiny bit and then not spin too much. It's going to spin. Oh, wow. The green must slope back towards us. All the spin in the world. Yeah. And again, this is what I sort of said earlier. Backspin, over 10,000 RPM. It spins quite a lot for me there. Backspin's not really your friend, I don't think. It looks cool, but we're trying to hit it close. All right. The good news here is we've got a pretty straight shot. So no real slope on the green there to worry about. We're going to go back to the 48. 9 yards, same shot we had before, so we're in close, upright, into the putting grip. Just trying to pitch it just shorter than the screen here. Sneaky little chance maybe to chip this in. Oh, it's not hard enough. Cool. And we made a bogey. I mean, that's poor. Do you know what I haven't thought about there? It must have been back uphill, mustn't it? You think of all that spin there before. And I said it earlier, didn't I? One of the easiest ways to save shots is to get razor sharp with your wedges. Ultimately, we've just taken 4 to get it down there from 65 yards, which if you're trying to shoot level par is inexcusable. And I'd probably look back at the first shot and say it spanned too much. Maybe I should have been thinking more about the slope on the green. Definitely the chip there, maybe a little bit clumsy. They can be tricky if I'm going to give myself an excuse when you're in this indoor environment, but yeah, not very good. And as is quite often the case in golf, when you mess one thing up, it gives you an opportunity straight away. So we have 65 yards again. Let's see if we've learned from what just happened. We'll go back into the lob wedge. Come on, Matt, redeem yourself. 2 holes to go, 2 birdies. 65 yards, shoulder high, 8 out of 10 effort. I feel like I might have hit exactly the same shot there. Why is that not picking it up? Your guess is as good as mine, right? Our Danish friends at Trackman have missed that one. We'll try again. 65 yards. Perhaps it was such a good strike it couldn't see it. 65 yards, shoulder high. It's going to see that one, and I think that's going to be short and right. Oh no, it's long and right. Spin. Come on, I need that 10,000 RPM of spin again. Oh, where's this spin coming from, man? Oh no. Okay, perhaps I wish it had got that first one now. It's thrown me a bit, that. 10,000 spin again, it's a lot for me. I don't know what's going on there. Right, okay. Anyway, moving on. We're struggling a little bit here, but we'll keep going. Right, here's what I'm going to do. You can see from the cursor on the screen, that's a big upslope and then it flattens off on the green. I don't think I can pitch this on the green here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go flat face club, 48-degree wedge, try and bump it into that bank and just see if I can get it running up to the green there. So it's about a 50-50 flight. I'm pitching it, if I pitched it in the middle of that circle now, that'd be 5 yards. It's got another 7 to the pin. So if I can, my golf ball here can hit the screen somewhere between the golf ball and the bottom of the screen. I think that's perfect for flight. So again, it's that close in, putting grip, shaft upright. I've almost hit the ball bang on and it's not going to run out enough. Okay. 5 yards still to go. We're still chipping. The good news in this game is if you're off the green, you can chip it in and make a par. So I could still salvage a par here. Let's not be lazy. Let's check the lie of the land, see what the slope's saying. Smidge left to right, so I'm just going to aim myself just outside the left edge there. Little 5-yard shot, so I'm going to pitch it halfway between me and the screen effectively. Tiny little chip here. And we made another bogey. Okay. Disappointing. Is that level par, is it? Yeah, that's back to level par with one hole to play. Okay. Right, what we've got here, this looks like quite a cool hole. Little kind of boomerang kidney bean shaped green with a little sort of bunker there in the centre. Quite an attractive hole. 82, slightly up. Right, 80 again, we've said this earlier. 80 is my 54 degree gap wedge. Shoulder higher. Nothing good happening. Perhaps we could finish it with a hole out. A walk off one, get it under par. Very high, that's gone. Right at it. It needs a little bit of rip. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh. Thought I'd done it for a second there. 2 feet. Pitched at 80. It's carried a long way, that. Okay, well, 1'9". Sort of redeemed myself a little bit, I guess, there, shooting under par in the end. Yeah, I think, as I said, interesting there. So for me, I would look at that and say, my feedback thinking about what I might practice next would be ball's actually carrying a little bit further than I was expecting on a few shots. So is that I'm not matching my swing length or my effort's gone up? It can really only be one of those two things, assuming the strike was pretty decent, which it was. Noticed a couple of times with a lob wedge there, there was actually creating quite a bit more spin than I'm used to seeing. So need to think about that a little bit. Things that can create extra spin would be if you change the ball. Well, I know that's a normal Pro V1, which is the ball I always play, so that's not the factor. Sometimes you can find strike a little bit low on the club face will increase the spin. Potentially that might have been it. Certainly the first one I hit there that spun back off the front of the green, felt like I got it more sort of first or second groove. It wasn't thin necessarily, just a little bit clean. So again, I might just spend a little bit of time working on that. But as I said earlier, if you've got time at the range, just use this as your warm-up. 10 or 12 wedge shots towards targets where the distance is changing every time. Once you know what your numbers are, it's a great way for you to dial them in. You know, I've come off there. I'm disappointed with shooting one under par because I've made a couple of sloppy, bogeys there on the 8th and 9th. But ultimately, you know, if you're getting more practice in this, a bit more volume, a bit better at judging those distances first time, which is what the golf course is asking, a bit of variety. We'll be back soon. We'll try another golf course. We might try and come back and see if we can conquer this one. Say the Swing Short course. It's a real golf course. If you find yourself in Texas, you can go and play it. You can definitely come and play it in here in the Trackman. Hope you enjoyed that. Let us know if there's any course you'd like us to play. They've got a full library here of the Trackman courses, so you can go onto their website, see what they are. If there's one you'd like to see me take on, I'll talk you through the shots like we've done today. Bit of course management challenge, test my golf a little bit, see how good I am. Test out the Trackman software, see how realistic it is. That'd be great. Hopefully see you at the club soon.